Life is a journey and we all have one. Today I'm going to be sharing 25 years of central London property knowledge. Behind me we've got one of my projects, which is a £3.5 million grade 2 listed house. Sounds good, but it never always used to be like that. Let me show you. Born and raised in a location called Walthamstow, and this is the station, Walthamstow Central. In the mid-60s there was a mass migration and our parents first migrated, and this is where they moved. I remember being a small child like the one in the background and playing, and those were the days when we really used to have fun. But as a youngster I always dreamed of living in a property just like the ones behind. I always believed that with hard work and persistence anything was possible, and the world is literally your oyster. After working in the local area, which included experiences in the Walthamstow market, I eventually decided to move to central London, and my first job here was selling ladies' shoes. In 1992 I decided to return back to education, and I started a 4-year course at the London College of Fashion, and that's what really brought me into the West End. Ever since then I've never moved back. So in 1992 we came from the Hood to St John's Wood, and this is where I've lived for the last 25 years. Let me show you around. St John's Wood High Street, Abbey Road, and Lord's Cricket Ground. Although those things are nice, what I was more interested in was the people, the property, and the opportunity of making big money. So I did my 4 years of university and graduated. It was extremely hard work, but I was committed and I made sure I completed. And then I was in the big wide world, and I wanted to really focus on what I wanted to do. What always intrigued me was how many property agents were in this location and how nice the property was. In 1997, after graduating, that's when I had my light bulb moment, and I literally took 6 months out to think about what I wanted to do. And eventually it came to me: property. So I started to apply in all the local agents, but they all rejected me. Eventually I accepted a job offer in Camden with a company called Black Cats, who specialised in lettings and property management. Highly motivated, I immediately started to put in the extra hours to make sure I always hit my weekly and monthly targets. I recall my name being called out in monthly meetings as one of the top performers, and it always used to give me an amazing buzz. I quickly learned the importance of property management, and only after 10 months I decided to take the plunge and start my own business. Ironically, I secured my first office literally 4 doors away, and with a £15,000 bank loan I decided to commit 100% into starting my own business. The start of a business is always the most challenging of times. With financial pressures, zero property and zero staff, I simply believed in the process and knew exactly what I had to do. It doesn't come easy, you have to work for it. Slowly but surely things started to grow. It took hard work, time, commitment, and 7 days a week of dedication. That was in 1997, and the rest is history. 8 years later, I'd built up a small teams and a healthy lettings and management portfolio, which grew to over 300 properties, and we were also selling some of the most expensive properties in London. But my main focus, because I understood estate agency at a very early age, it was mainly about building a good, healthy pipeline of property management. And the reason for that is that becomes your fixed income. And whenever there is a bad period, your management income is your passive income, and that's the key. In 2005, having a healthy portfolio which was producing a profit and passive income, I decided to relocate to Singapore. Being in Asia, I quickly realised the volume of transactions on London property, and in 2010 I decided to open up an agency in Singapore and Malaysia. A huge challenge for me was competing against the corporate agents like Knight Frank, Savills, CBRE and JLL, who all had budgets of millions of pounds. I found and secured premises in both Singapore and Malaysia, which were both dilapidated but in the perfect locations. Tough times, lots of considerations and business decisions had to be made. It's at this time I decided to upgrade and also rebrand the London office too. As part of the business plan, I was always aware that the corporates were selling off-plan London properties. Now, in my opinion, most of these were overpriced and not in the right location. So I had to think and be different, and we started to work on our own unique strategy. This included hosting seminars and events in our Asia offices to build up a client base, which were designed specifically for this purpose. I started to educate our investors on alternative London property investment and the importance of historic period property and the importance of understanding London locations and how important that knowledge was. And lastly, as a solution, we offered a joint venture through our private equity model for value add London property investment, and that really was the key. I started to get recognised by various media and publications and was also invited as a guest speaker at a Property Guru event in Singapore. In 2017, I returned back to London to focus on our projects and developments under our private equity firm, Sharia Homes. I've now sold the estate agency business, and the main thing that I do is I buy below market value, I create value, and we always buy cash using the principles of Sharia Homes. This now gives me the opportunity to share my knowledge, my journey, my experience, and all the things that I've learned along the way to help you understand the pitfalls and the big, huge, massive gains that can be made through sensible, smart, savvy property investment. I hope you found it informative, and really what's most important is you understanding the journey that it's taken me over 25 years, the pain, the commitment, the effort, the energy, and what's really important for me to try and get across to you is that anything is possible. Stay focused, work hard, be committed, and most importantly, try and follow a mentor. And then you just watch and you make sure you follow, subscribe, learn. What I'm going to be doing is I'm going to be continuing this channel. It's free information. All you guys have to do is press the like, subscribe and comment button. I'll be happy to answer any questions and be part of your journeys. So from the hood to the wood, keeping it real as always, Agent M out.